Freame. Harry Freame. 0007, I said to the lady behind the counter when she asked who I was there to see. The name made no impression on her. "How do you spell that last name?" she asked. Around us, the routines of death went on uninterrupted. People in tracksuits arrived to pick up ashes. Others in suits and long dresses held bunches of brightly coloured flowers. Like me, they had come to the Macquarie Park Cemetery and Crematorium to visit graves. Some freshly dug, others long settled. The man standing beside me had mislaid his mother. "I've come once before," he said in apology. "Maybe if you can just point me in the direction of the Jewish sector, I'll remember where she is." After locating Freame on her database, the lady looked up proudly at me. "Got him," she said. "Harry Freame, Church of England, Section D, grave plot 0007. "That's him," I said. Then came to the reason I was there. "I thought the grave was unmarked." The lady turned her eyes back to her screen. "Yep, unmarked. That's right, love." "But it's not," I said. "There's a small engraved stone laid on his grave. It looks like black marble." She studied her screen again. "Harry Freame, plot 0007. "No, it's definitely an unmarked grave. It says so right here," she said, and tapped the screen with a red fingernail, producing a little clicking sound. "I was just standing at the grave. It's marked with a headstone, and the details on the stone are wrong. His birth year is wrong, and the date of death for his daughter is out by 30 years. Is there any record on your computer who may have laid the stone, or when?" But all she could tell me was that the record showed it as being an unmarked grave, despite the rock-hard physical evidence to the contrary less than 300 metres away from where we stood. There was no record of who had laid the stone or when. I should not have been surprised to find that Harry Freame had one more mystery for me. His whole life was a riddle wrapped in a mystery, inside an enigma, and soaked in intrigue. From his remarkable feats of courage at the Anzac landing at Gallipoli that made him a hero of the 1st Australian Imperial Force, AIF, to his recruitment into the Australian Intelligence Service at the outbreak of World War II, the record of his life and deeds is a battle between oral history and written documents, each as unclear and unreliable as the other. Sometimes the discrepancies were created by Harry himself, a deliberate muddying of the trail. At other times they're the fault of others, hyperbole, bad reporting, or patriotic embellishments. It was the case then, and still is, that the distance between fact and fiction is often no more than the length of a journalist's pen. Unravelling it 80 years after his death was like walking through a thicket of lantana at night. But of all the intrigues and mysteries of Harry's life, there were two that came to dominate my thinking, two that drove me on to find answers.